tech. So today Apple will be releasing their iOS 14 software to the general public. As of the recording of this video, the software is not yet out, but I mean, by the time that it's uploaded, because YouTube is going to take an hour to upload this thing, it very well might be. So the essential question, should you update? Why or why not? So I'm going to go over features and bugs and, overall, should you update? So the first thing I am going to talk about is the app library, and that is one of my favorite features. I really like the way that Apple organizes the app library. It's great. I really enjoy the the folders that they have them in, like messages is in a social folder, and it'll show the a few apps in that social folder, and then you can tap to expand. So that's that's really, really cool. The next one that a lot of us, I'm sure, are looking forward to is a better call UI. Yeah, because frankly, the calling UI that we had was just completely awful. It would take up the entire screen. You couldn't do anything with it unless you declined it, and even if you were on the lock screen, you couldn't even do that. So now it's just a banner on the top. You can swipe to dismiss it, and let it ring in the background while you continue doing what you're doing. So along with that, Siri is now less intrusive. And on the iPad, you can do things while Siri's search results are up. So if you're looking up statistics to put in a Pages document, you can go on your iPad and ask when was George Washington president or something like that, and it can show you the results, and you can type it in. So that's really cool. The number one visual feature is widgets. Now, I don't have too much experience with this, especially because I use VoiceOver. You can use the widgets with VoiceOver, but they're not essential, and they don't, widgets are, personally, in my opinion, just kind of worthless, just their kind of software features. And it doesn't interfere with VoiceOver. It just, they're just there for the visual experience. One thing to notice in iOS 14 is the fact that when I updated from iOS 13 to 14, it was I believe it was between the betas. So when I started with this whole beta thing, I had, I believe, 10 gigabytes, and now I have around 18 gigabytes. So it's a huge storage saver. It's amazing how good Apple is with the storage. Apple is expanding on their privacy, so with their Safari browser, you can see how many people are trying to track you, how many people have been blocked by Safari's advanced privacy. And now, when you are, say, for example, when I'm recording this video, I can see that my camera and my microphone are in use on the status bar on the very top of the screen. So that's really helpful. You know, and the big controversy with this whole feature is that, you know, Facebook uses location-based ads, and, you know, like the things you do, they use those for ads. You know, so if you like a sports team and they have an ad for, you know, this particular sports team, they can show that to you, so they'll be more likely to pay for your merchandise. You'll be more likely to pay for their merchandise. But Facebook doesn't want Apple to ask, do you want these location-based and activity-based ads? Because the majority of the population, I included, are going to say no. You know, they don't want Facebook knowing what they do in their daily lives. That is none of Facebook's business. You know, Facebook can stick its nose somewhere else. It's none of their business. So that's a big controversy, and they're going to try to get Apple to delay this feature, but I don't think it's going to happen. You know, that privacy is essential. Apple believes it to be so as well. I really like what Apple's doing with privacy. And just know that with iOS 14, the battery life is a little bit worse, in my opinion, than iOS 13, and iOS 13 was not perfect. So I believe you're surrendering a little bit of battery life. Just so you know, your battery health will decrease, just because Apple is getting a more accurate sense of how your battery is doing. So mine dropped from 92 to 90. But I mean, the battery isn't too bad, and, you know, it takes me through an entire day, so I have no complaints whatsoever. I mean, it's doing very well. I would totally recommend updating to iOS 14. See, I had a weird experience last night when I was updating to the Gold Master, and basically what it would do is I had 18 gigabytes when I started updating, and instead of, you know, normally updating and taking away my storage, it gave me about like 7 gigs back, and it failed to update, so I had to do it again. I don't think it's going to happen, though, in the regular version. Alright guys, that is all that I have for you today. If you have any sort of questions, please put them in the comments down below. Please leave a like and share the video, and I shall see you soon.